tariffs. Well, China may retaliate against U.S. businesses operating the country if Congress passes legislation intended to force a revaluation of the yuan. Joining us this morning to discuss the potential pitfalls is the former president and CEO of Limited Brands Incorporated, as well as many others, Jay Margolis, who is our resident retail expert, also Bloomberg contributor. Jay, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
And nice to catch you. I know you were in Turkey the other week, right? So
Istanbul's a great city.
Traveling all over the world. And I know you've traveled back and forth between here and China for, as you mentioned, about 30 years or so. So you know a lot about developing brands there.
I spent 30 years of my life working, whether it be Liz Claiborne or Tommy Hilfiger or Reebok, building manufacturing relationships in China.
Right.
And have some strong opinions.
Right. And so with what's going on here, what do you think?
You know, I think that we've talked about, whether it be Mast Industries, which is the manufacturing arm of the Limited, or whether it be Li and Feng, and companies and brands, Nike, etc. Everybody has figured out, has thought about this factor of the dollar versus the Chinese currency, and has diversified. So whether it be Indonesia, Vietnam, and other places, China is still a key partner in terms of manufacturing. But everybody has thought about this and has played the game very carefully. Having said that, I was recently in Shanghai, Beijing, doing shopping centers and going for Godiva Chocolate, who I work with as well. They are importing a lot of American lines. You go to these new centers, they're quite amazing, and almost every American company is doing business there. So I think they're getting their private sector to spend more money, and there's that side of it to consider as well.
Right. I mean, they're all, luxury brands. They're buying at least cars that are made with U.S. with U.S. companies and that sort of thing. But in terms of the foreign brand, though, and how it stands in China, if there is retaliation here, is it going, could it actually explode into perhaps even boycotts of U.S. brands in China if they get angry enough with what's happening here?
It very well can, and I think that's why calmer minds have to prevail, and they have to think very carefully about what they're doing. I think it's a political grandstanding kind of event going on. I understand that the mass would look at this and say jobs are going to come back to America if we put higher tariffs on things.
Well, do you think it could? I mean, you've been in that business.
Technically, I've thought about a lot about this when you've asked the question, and thought about companies like Nike, who have built an infrastructure all over the world making technologically advanced product in terms of their footwear. Apparel, we're not set up immediately. The raw materials are not necessarily all here now. Mm-hmm. So if we had to do that, if tariffs are put on things, stores / retail companies are going to be very aggressive and have to move other places. It will be inflationary.
I don't think they'll move back here. Indonesia, Vietnam,
Absolutely.
They've already diversified, right?
Absolutely. And I think it's difficult for it to move back here at this point. Okay. And I believe that that's why this is kind of being hyped way out of proportion.
Well, how easy would it be for a U.S. company there to start moving some of their operations from China into those other countries? I mean, how easy would it be for them to just say, you know what, I'm exiting, I'm going somewhere else?
Oh, no, it was never easy. It took years to build the infrastructure. It took years to build the competence, the hands to make the product properly. Okay. All these companies are watching over it. Remember, this is a key time of year. Christmas is coming. I think of toys. I think of other things in China. And it's not just apparel retail. It's almost sending a message at a time when everybody is really shipping a lot of goods right now.
Yeah, okay, but certainly not a perfect time by any means. Not a good time at all. Never a good time, but not a good time, especially now, for all of that. Jay, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Great to see you as well.
Jay Margolis.